It began on a scorching July afternoon in 1518, when the cobbled streets of Strasbourg shimmered beneath the sun. The townsfolk went about their work, unaware that something dark and unnatural had awakened among them. A woman named Frau Trophia stepped into the street, her eyes glassy and unfocused, and began to dance. No music played. No one laughed. Her limbs jerked and twisted as though pulled by invisible strings. Hours passed, and still she moved, her face contorted in pain. When night fell, she did not stop. When dawn broke, she danced on, bleeding, trembling, but unable to rest. By the third day, a small crowd had gathered, whispering prayers and crossing themselves. Some tried to hold her still, but her body fought back with a force that seemed otherworldly. Then the unthinkable happened. The others began to join her. One by one, the townspeople felt the same terrible pull, their legs moving on their own as if possessed. Within a week, dozens were dancing in the streets, their clothes soaked in sweat and blood, their cries mingling with the scrape of feet on stone. By the end of the month, nearly 400 souls had fallen under the same dark spell. Day and night, the city became a grotesque carnival of motion. Men and women twirled until their bones cracked, until they collapsed from exhaustion, only to rise again and continue. Some danced to death, their hearts bursting in their chests. Mothers wept as their children joined the endless waltz. The air reeked of sweat, blood, and despair. The people whispered that St. Vitus himself had cursed the town, or worse, that the devil was among them, puppeteering their bodies for his own cruel amusement. The city leaders, desperate and terrified, made a fatal mistake. Believing music would heal the afflicted, they built a stage in the center of town and hired musicians to play. The flutes and drums filled the air, and the dancers went wild. They spun faster, harder, until their feet split open and their bodies gave way. The town became a nightmare, an open grave where the living could not stop moving. Eventually, the church intervened. The survivors were dragged, limp and trembling, to a shrine dedicated to St. Vitus. There, under the shadow of the mountains, the dancing finally ended, but not before the town had been broken. Hundreds were dead. Those who lived would never forget the faces of their neighbors, eyes rolled back, mouths open in silent screams, as they danced themselves into the afterlife. To this day, no one truly knows what caused it. Some say it was ergot mold, a hallucinogenic fungus that poisoned their minds. Others believe it was mass hysteria, the madness of a starving, fearful city. But some whisper that the music never stopped. That on hot summer nights, if you stand in the empty streets of Strasbourg, you can still hear the faint rhythm of footsteps, ghosts of the cursed dance that refused to die.